You're watching Seattle Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. He is Tom Downey. Appreciate all of you for making today's show a part of your day. Seattle continues to be aggressive in the NFL free agency market, and they ain't scared to pay and maybe even overpay. This move just made official moments ago. That's why you subscribe to the channel, because we bring you this news faster than anybody else here on YouTube. Uchenna Nwosu, formerly of the Los Angeles Chargers, signing with Seattle. It's a 2-year deal worth $20 million, $10.5 million guaranteed. Tom, you like the player? Do you like the contract?
It's almost a 1-year deal with the way the guaranteed money's structured. You'd probably say it's not that big of a signing bonus. You guarantee, let's say a $6 million base this year. You got a $4.5 million signing bonus, and now you can get out of the deal if you need to next year. $10 million a year is a lot for a player who's coming off his best year ever of 5 sacks. It's not great value. I know that the Seahawks wanted edge rusher help. I was wondering maybe they could look for a Zadarius Smith, a different edge rusher, go bigger for a Von Miller, a Chandler Jones. They missed out on a Hassan Reddick. This is similar to the Sam Hubbard deal, so it's not terrible. I don't think it's immense value. What you're banking on here is a player who has gotten more production each and every single year. I think is better as a pass rusher than he is a run stopper, and fits this defense that Seattle's moving to pretty darn well. So I get what they're going for. I don't love the move. It's also not their worst move that they've made so far. So it's a fine pickup, I guess, in the end.
Yeah, that Will Dissly move was really weird. $8 million per year for a backup tight end who's going to be behind on the depth chart to Noah Fant. We're going to continue to break this move down in further detail. I certainly have some thoughts on it. But first, I want you to treat the comment section here on YouTube like a Sports Talk Radio call-in line and grade the move. Nwosu to Seattle. Scale it for us, A, B, C, D, or F. How would you grade it? You let us know. Now, obviously, of significance, it was the offseason move to bring in Clint Hurt, longtime defensive line coach, in as defensive coordinator. He replaces Ken Norton, who was let go by Pete Carroll. The Seahawks defense was really trending downward the last couple of years, and in making this move, you're looking to really fortify that defensive line, get a pass rusher, which is obviously a huge position of importance, but also you're changing schemes here too. How do you think Nwosu fits in this new 3-4 scheme that Hurt's going to run?
He's going to play the similar role he's played in the past. That 3-4 outside linebacker role is where he'll slot in. And when you look at what Seattle had at that position on the roster, namely beyond Darrell Taylor, there weren't that many guys who really fit that. Alton Robinson can play a little bit, but he's probably more of your edge 3, edge 4 than he is someone that you want starting. Carlos Dunlap will probably be a rotation piece for you on third downs. Kerry Hyder is more of your defensive end style player. So of those true, real 3-4 edges, guys that can set the run at the edge spot, can come off the edge and blitz, and drop into coverage every now and then, since you're not always going to bring 5 guys when you're in base. Nwosu does fit that mold. This is your 3-4 outside linebacker. If you run some 4-3 fronts, that's your Sam-style linebacker. Seattle's going to stick in the 3-4. This is more of that Bruce Irvin-style player, not quite the same level of impact pass rusher for all you Seahawks fans out there. But that's what you're getting with him. You're going to slot him in at probably starting one of your outside linebacker positions to ensure that you've got extra players on that area. And that will be a big deal. Now, I think you're going to still use Carlos Dunlap. Overall, this defense is in a much better position. They added Shelby Harris, too. That front is getting better and better. And I think they're not done yet. I still think, Chase, there is a very good chance, especially if they don't go QB or what happens at left tackle offensive line. I think edge is still a priority for this team early in the draft, because Nwosu, Taylor, you probably want one more guy to pair as a true edge in the end.
Some big news here on NFL Daily. Chandler Jones going to the Las Vegas Raiders. We'll get to that on our live show on Chat Sports here in a few moments, but we'll continue to talk about Nwosu going to Seattle. You take a look at their 3-4 defensive line depth chart there. Obviously some good players along that front who are really going to be able to give you some versatility, rush the passer, have some guys who can drop back in coverage. Nwosu has a little bit of experience doing that. So for that reason, I can see why Seahawks fans are excited about the move. And if you are excited, how many wins do you think that Seattle's going to have this next year here in 2022? Coming off a down year, obviously it's a transitional offseason so far for Seattle. You lose a franchise icon in Russell Wilson. That same draft, you were able to bring in Bobby Wagner as well. Both of those guys can't bound as future Hall of Famers. So how many wins do you think the Seahawks will have this next year? Let us know in the comment section right now. And while you're down there, hit that big red subscribe button, because we're bringing you the best Seahawks news and rumors year-round every single day on Seattle Seahawks Today. We're trying to get to 25,000 subs, and we're a little more than 200 people away, so make sure you subscribe to the channel for the best Seahawks coverage here on YouTube. You transition to the team needs this offseason for the Seahawks. Where do you think they go next? Obviously, outside of quarterback is why I asked that question, because they still don't have a quarterback unless they're going to move forward with Drew Lock.
Yeah, the needs I have not updated since Tuesday, or I should say Monday night, but it actually hasn't changed at all for Seattle. Yeah, they went out and they added a corner in Artie Burns and brought back Sidney Jones. They also, however, lost their best one in DJ Reed. I would love to go get a corner. I think that'd be a fantastic idea for Seattle. I'm not sure that's the route they go. I think the immediate next path is figure out your tackle position. Now, I wonder if Dwayne Brown is waiting for the Teron Armstead market to get figured out there, who Armstead might be waiting on Deshaun Watson, and it's just kind of a trickle-down chaos effect once that begins to go. I would look at tackle because Dwayne Brown's a free agent. Brandon Shell's a free agent. You lost Jamarco Jones. Well, loss. It's not that big of a deal. That leaves Stone Forsythe and Jake Curran as your tackles. That's not exactly a good position. I think center is also an area of need. Linebacker, too. They got plenty of needs. They still got a lot of cap to spend. I got to double-check the numbers. It's probably over $30 million at this point. It's a matter of how aggressive are they going to be. Like, Nwosu's a young player. He's like 25, I think. His age 26 season is coming up. So you can still have him be a piece of whether it's a 2 or 3 year rebuild or a 1 or 2 year rebuild. He still fits that timeline pretty well.
Yeah, I'm looking at trying to pull up the Seahawks cap numbers here.
They're always a little loosey-goosey these days.
Yeah.
I got it at 40, actually.
Before, and obviously this deal has to be made official when the new league year hits in a little less than 2 hours, but according to Over the Cap, $39.6 million. So you were right there in your estimation of the Seahawks cap space.
33-ish with this move being factored in.
Look, and let's be real. I mean, there are rumors out there about them trying to fulfill their quarterback need, maybe making a trade for Baker Mayfield. Real quickly, just want to get your thoughts on that potential possibility, because I just don't envision, with the 70-plus-year-old coach in Pete Carroll, rebuilding, not having a quarterback, moving forward with Drew Lock. Why wouldn't you try to make a trade for Baker Mayfield, who wrote a love letter to Cleveland last night?
Yeah, it's a really weird situation for Seattle, because you've got a head coach that wants to win right now, but the rest of your roster isn't exactly in ideal shape at this point. So it's curious as things sit right now for Seattle. I think they're going to explore the market. I would almost wonder if they want to wait a year and then figure out what the plan's going to be.
Yeah, okay, so there you go. Will the Seahawks make another move? We just got done telling you, $39 million in cap space. Of course, that number is somewhat fluid. Let us know why for yes and for no. Get that comment section popping.